Today, we delve into the intricate tapestry of familial dynamics and the echoes they leave in our lives. Join me as we navigate through a personal narrative that intertwines love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. At the heart of this tale is a 27-year-old woman, the sole progeny of a family defined by its singular branches. Picture a modest middle-class backdrop, where the contours of life were etched by the tragedy that struck when she was but a tender 8-year-old. A fatal car accident claimed the lives of her aunt, her uncle, and her beloved Nana. Left in the wake of this somber event were her cousins, three young souls thrust into the care of her parents. In an act of unwavering devotion, her mother relinquished her teaching profession to nurture the fractured spirits of these newfound charges. Meanwhile, her father, blessed with a modest inheritance, sought solace in settling their familial abode's debts, ensuring a semblance of stability amidst the tumult. But amidst the chaos of caregiving and financial recalibration, a poignant truth lay dormant, buried beneath the weight of obligation and sacrifice. For 5 formative years, she existed in the shadow of her cousin's needs, her own aspirations eclipsed by the demands of familial duty. It wasn't until the tender age of 13 that the veil of neglect began to unravel, revealing a bitter truth concealed within layers of silence. In a clandestine revelation, her maternal grandparents laid bare the betrayal of trust, disclosing the squandered remnants of her college fund, a casualty of parental neglect and deceit. Thus, the foundation of filial trust crumbled, leaving in its wake a chasm of disillusionment and estrangement. Fast forward to the threshold of matrimony, where the echoes of past wounds reverberate in her cautious steps towards reconciliation. With steadfast resolve, she extends an olive branch, inviting her parents to bear witness to the union forged in defiance of familial fractures. Yet, her gesture is met with indignation, as the specters of remorse loom large in their desperate pleas for absolution. But forgiveness, she knows, is a currency too dear to be bartered with hollow apologies, its value measured not in fleeting contrition but in the earnest pursuit of redemption. My deepest apologies for the ordeal you've endured. It's a grievous misfortune that should have never befallen you. However, it warms my heart to know that you have the solace of your grandparents amidst these trying times. Their presence must be a source of great comfort, especially as you prepare to embark on the journey of marriage. Congratulations are undoubtedly in order for your impending nuptials, and I sincerely hope your wedding day unfolds as a breathtaking tapestry of beauty and joy. Regarding your cousins, while I understand the hurt you may feel, I urge you to consider extending grace towards them. Despite any inadvertent involvement, they have demonstrated genuine kindness, a virtue not to be overlooked. It's commendable that they were willing to rectify the situation, even though it wasn't their doing. Indeed, your magnanimity towards them speaks volumes of your character. As for your parents, it's regrettable that they failed to uphold their responsibilities towards you, especially in matters as significant as your education and well-being. The disparity in treatment between you and your cousins is indeed distressing, and it's understandable that you harbor feelings of resentment. Their actions, or lack thereof, have undoubtedly left a bitter taste in your mouth, and rightfully so. In all fairness, it's your prerogative to decide the course of action regarding your wedding arrangements. Your parents' objections ring hollow in light of their prior decisions, and it's imperative that you prioritize your own happiness above all else. Your maternal grandparents, the unsung heroes of this narrative, deserve commendation for their unwavering support and advocacy on your behalf. It's possible that my perspective mirrors that of your friends, heavily influenced by my own life experiences. I recognize that my upbringing differs vastly from yours, thus rendering me incapable of fully comprehending the depth of your situation. The notion of being essentially forgotten by one's parents since the tender age of 8 is unfathomable to me, and I refrain from passing judgment on the severity of such circumstances. That being said, it's evident that your relationship with your parents has undergone significant strain. Yet, amidst this tumult, your grandparents emerge as beacons of genuine care and concern. Your wedding day, above all else, should be a celebration of love and unity, with those closest to your heart assuming the roles you deem fit. It cannot be emphasized enough that this day belongs to you alone. Your cousins, from what you've described, appear to be decent individuals. My advice would be to reassure them that they bear no culpability in this matter. It's conceivable that misplaced resentment over the years may cloud perceptions, but it's crucial to acknowledge their inherent kindness. I empathize with the burden they may carry, grappling with the notion that their upbringing came at the expense of your own. In contemplating such scenarios, I cannot help but sympathize with the complex web of emotions involved. While my musings may seem fleeting, spanning mere snapshots in time, the enduring impact over the years remains an enigma to me. Therefore, I refrain from further conjecture, lest my words be devoid of substance. Congratulations are in order for your impending marriage. While I may harbor resentment towards my own parents, viewing them as mere acquaintances rather than kin, I hold my cousins in the highest regard. They've been steadfast allies, treating me not as a distant relative but as a cherished confidant. Their unintentional oversight, compounded by my reluctance to vocalize grievances, underscores their distress at the chasm between myself and our parents. On a separate note, the dynamic between myself and my sister shifted following our father's demise, with our mother allegedly displaying favoritism towards her. While my mother's affection for me never waned, it was evident that my sister enjoyed privileges I could only dream of. From attending school dances to experimenting with makeup and fashion, her world seemed to sparkle with opportunities denied to me. Middle school marked a turning point. My sister's ascent to popularity juxtaposed against my ostracization as the resident nerd. Her taunts echoed through the corridors, a relentless barrage that chipped away at my self-esteem. Despite my grievances, my mother's solace fell short of tangible action. Each day, I braced myself for the onslaught of her bullying, silently nursing the resentment festering within. Yet, I clung to the belief that my diligence would pave a brighter path. I poured myself into academics, securing a coveted spot at my dream college. While my achievement brought joy to my mother, it paled in comparison to my sister's academic setbacks, which cast a shadow over any celebratory gestures. Fast forward to the present, where my sister's impending marriage to a wealthy suitor heralded a new chapter. Despite my own professional accomplishments, stress gnawed at my peace. Our encounter at her wedding laid bare the stark contrast between our lives. Her condescending remark struck a raw nerve, igniting a blaze of anger within me. I lashed out, confronting her privileged outlook with the harsh truth of her failures. My words, though laced with bitterness, merely mirrored the resentment festering within me. Yet, it was my mother's call that pierced through the aftermath, accusing me of tarnishing my sister's special day with my jealousy. In her eyes, I was the antagonist, unworthy of sharing in the familial bond. As her plea echoed in my mind, I grappled with the repercussions of my outburst, pondering the chasm that now yawned between us. Before I could muster an apology, the truth in my mother's words reverberated within me. Her subtle favoritism towards my sister, coupled with her effortless popularity in school and now, her blissful marriage, starkly contrasted against my own lonely existence and relentless toil. The resentment brewing within me, fueled by the glaring disparity in our lives, gnawed at my conscience. Amidst the chorus of voices weighing in on my dilemma, one resounding sentiment echoed, my sister's callous flaunting of her success, juxtaposed with the belittling of my hard work, was indeed reprehensible. The consensus was unanimous. She epitomized selfishness and entitlement, traits unbecoming of familial bonds. Yet, amidst the clamor of opinions, a nugget of wisdom emerged. The path to healing lay not in harboring animosity but in embracing personal growth. Therapy was posited as a beacon of hope, a means to untangle the knots of jealousy and loneliness that tethered me to the past. As the discourse unfolded, a common thread emerged: resilience in the face of adversity. The notion that adversity breeds character resonated deeply, offering a glimmer of solace amidst the storm of emotions. The consensus was clear: to relinquish the shackles of resentment and forge ahead with pride in my accomplishments. In the quiet reflection that followed, a revelation dawned: the fallacy of waiting for karma to mete out justice. The universe, indifferent to our struggles, often defies our expectations. The pursuit of vengeance, it seemed, was a futile endeavor, yielding naught but bitterness. In the end, as the dust settled on the tumultuous exchange, a sense of clarity emerged. The path forward, though fraught with uncertainty, lay in releasing the burdens of the past and embracing the promise of a brighter tomorrow. In the grand scheme of things, my own happiness outweighs any fleeting satisfaction derived from the notion of karma. Hence, I implore the original poster to consider seeking therapy. Self-love is paramount. Nurturing oneself amidst the rigors of life's demands is imperative. Those grueling shifts can take a toll, and shedding the dead weight of resentment is the first step toward genuine contentment. It's crucial to acknowledge that life isn't a competition. Speculating on whether my sister's future will pale in comparison to mine misses the mark entirely. Her path, whether laden with success or failure, is hers alone to tread. Conversely, my journey shouldn't be contingent upon hers. Comparing our achievements serves no purpose other than to breed resentment. Letting go of the desire for vindication from my family is a crucial step towards healing. While the fantasy of a cinematic reconciliation may linger, dwelling on it only perpetuates the cycle of hurt and disappointment. Realizing that closure may never manifest allows for liberation from the shackles of familial expectations. It's time to release the toxic dynamics that tether me to my sister and mother. While I can't speak to the intricacies of the original poster's situation, therapy offers a safe space to navigate the complexities of familial relationships. There's no shame in seeking professional guidance. Indeed, it's a testament to one's commitment to self-improvement and healing. It pains me to hear of the ordeal you endured amidst such a pivotal moment in your life. Your engagement should have been a joyous occasion, yet the interference of family members tarnished its beauty. From the outset, your family's insistence on dictating the terms of your proposal demonstrated a blatant disregard for your girlfriend's wishes and comfort. Your decision to respect your girlfriend's preferences and propose in a manner that honored her desires was both thoughtful and commendable. It's disheartening that your family failed to recognize the significance of your gesture and instead opted to impose their own agenda upon you. The refusal to accept your autonomy and insistence on asserting their opinions despite your repeated explanations highlights a troubling lack of respect for your agency as an individual. Your family's reaction upon learning of your proposal, instead of celebrating your happiness, devolved into a tirade of criticism and condemnation, further exacerbating the distress of both you and your girlfriend. Their refusal to acknowledge your perspective and the subsequent attempts to vilify you for prioritizing your girlfriend's comfort and happiness speak volumes about their misplaced priorities. You were under no obligation to disclose your plans to them, especially considering their persistent attempts to undermine your intentions. In truth, you acted with integrity and consideration, placing your girlfriend's needs above all else. Your family's condemnation is unwarranted, and their attempts to guilt-trip you only serve to compound the hurt caused by their actions. You are not the antagonist in this narrative. Rather, you are a beacon of respect and compassion amidst the storm of familial discord. Your decision to uphold your girlfriend's wishes speaks volumes about your character, and it's regrettable that your family failed to recognize the significance of your actions. The weight of guilt bears heavy upon me as I reflect on the aftermath of my proposal. Despite my girlfriend's reassurances, a nagging sense of shame gnaws at my conscience. The disapproval and condemnation from my family have left me questioning my actions, despite knowing deep down that I acted in accordance with my girlfriend's wishes. My girlfriend's unwavering support notwithstanding, the echoes of my family's reproach reverberate within me. Yet, amidst the turmoil of conflicting emotions, a chorus of voices rises in defense of my actions. Their words serve as a salve to my wounded spirit, reminding me that my proposal was an expression of love meant solely for my girlfriend, not subject to the dictates of others. The sentiment that my family's opinions hold no sway over the sanctity of our relationship resonates deeply. Their refusal to acknowledge my girlfriend's preferences and their relentless insistence on imposing their own agenda stand as a testament to their overbearing nature. Indeed, the notion that men are oblivious to women's desires is a fallacy debunked by my girlfriend's explicit instructions regarding the proposal. Their disregard for her wishes speaks volumes about their misplaced sense of entitlement. Furthermore, the suggestion to elope, or at the very least, assert our autonomy in wedding planning, strikes a chord within me. It's imperative to safeguard the intimacy of our relationship from the encroachment of external pressures, particularly those emanating from my family's intrusive demands. In the end, I am reminded that my allegiance lies with my girlfriend, and our union is sacrosanct. It's time to chart our own course, free from the constraints of familial expectations, and embrace the journey ahead with unwavering resolve.